Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Saturn over here at C3 Vapors.
And Andrew over here at C3 Vapors.
We're both here at C3 Vapors. Weird. Just enjoying a nice ice cold box of Stumptown chocolate cold brew with milk in a box coffee. Pretty good to wake up in the morning and do a little YouTubeage. So anyways, today on the YouTube channel, I did a little teaser video a couple days ago. We want to go a little bit more in depth with the Rig V2. We got a skull camel green.
And I got the black Cerakote.
Yeah. So
first off, the rig mod. If you remember, the original one was a little bit taller. He kind of shortened it down just a bit, so you have a hybrid top cap now. So as you can see, it's fairly shorter compared to the V1. You have a hybrid connector like so. It doesn't matter which way you screw it on. I know some have Delrin in it, but this one does not. Just make sure your Addy has a protruding 510, so do not run any kind of tanks on this, like an Arctic or an Atlantis. Anything with a 510 that will be pushed up when you push the battery, you will possibly get a vent, and then that'll potentially ruin your mod.
So, with that being said, I chose to go with the Kennedy Copper on mine, the 22. I really want to do a Kennedy 24 on this thing, but it will not fit. That was sad. But I got a full copper Kennedy 24 or 22 on mine. The V2, not the 22, the V2, but it's a 22 millimeter.
Just loose airflow.
It works. It works. It's nice. It's copper. It matches. And then I'm running on mine a Hotwires full wrap, 20 gauge, and I'm using a Sony VCT5 battery. What are you working with today?
Today I am running a 21 gauge 5 wrap spaced. Get a little bit of that surface area in there.
Oh shit.
On the Tugboat V2. Fires consistently every single time. No auto firing because it does have a 3-pound spring in the button.
3 pounds. Man spring.
And then if you remember with the V1, if you were to drop that button, you were pretty much kind of out of luck. Once you dented that button, it would dent the inside button, therefore making it kind of useless. To where with the new one, it has a thicker wall design. As you can see on mine, I kind of beat it up. There's a small dent. You can see it in there. Probably not. But you can drop this thing and it won't mess up the button performance anyway.
Or if you want to take it to the next level of droppage, which I have done, mine dropped out of my lifted Jeep, doing about 40 miles an hour, taking a corner on Newport Avenue or Newport Boulevard. Yeah, Boulevard. We're on Newport Boulevard. Yeah, 1779 Newport Boulevard. Maybe we'll stop by and say hi. But anyways, when you have that nice, if you can see it right there, that nice Liberty Bell with the reef, it says American made. You know it's legit. It's not one of those $39 eBay specials of the bootleg with a bootleg Kennedy. We use authentic, real hardware here. We don't fuck around with that bullshit. And got a little dry cotton. I'm not going to burn it yet, even though I am the king of burnt cotton here at the shop. I'm going to drop on there a little bit of Influx. Influx is a blackberry lemonade made by Rig. So Rig Reserve is the juice that perfectly complements the mod. Well, we need juice to work on it, but I'm rolling the Influx today because of the wonderful blackberry and lemonade flavor. It's very light. It's a nice summertime going into autumn or El Nino here in California. So it's going to be nice, cool, refreshing. Go ahead and load this up real quick.
So I'm working with is a Gooseneck, also by Rig Reserve. It is a strawberry banana saltwater taffy, aka just red vines. James himself claims to be rig vines, which I love that. It's a really, really nice, like, kind of red licorice flavor. If you're a fan of Carnage from Animal, stop buying that and start buying this. It's definitely 10 times way more better.
And with the Influx, I can't tell you what it tastes like because I've never tasted anything like it, but it's really cool, really refreshing. Has a little bit of a, what did you say, a little bit of a bite on it?
Yeah, the lemonade isn't too acidic. I know some lemon flavors tend to use that throat hit, but this one's very, very light. Good for like an all-day vape.
Yeah, it's really smooth. Nice thing about Rig is they do a 1.5, which is kind of unique. So you don't have to go with the 3. They also have 3, 6, and 0, but the 1.5 is really like the highlight of it. A lot of people, you know, a 3 is a little bit too hard. This one a little bit of nicotine. They're not quite ready for a 0 yet, which they also make. But the 1.5 is normally what I'm actually doing a 3 today. Got a little sinuses going on, so I want to try to clean them out. Maybe vape 12 later. But maybe some menthol drops on it. Just for
shits and giggles.
Shits and giggles.
It's all shits and giggles till someone giggles and shits.
Ooh, and that's a mess that I don't want to clean up. So anyways, let's look at some of the different options they have in the Cerakoting. So they just came out with the skull camo. which I kind of teased in the last video. So this is the purple skull camo. So basically what they do is they do a purple Cerakote underneath, and then they overlay the skull pattern over it, kind of like stencil art. So that's what it really reminds me of.
And it is not a stencil. Each one is actually hand painted, so no two are the exact same.
Exactly. So that serial number that comes on it is important because your rig mod is not like anybody else's rig mod. It is all your rig mod, custom hand painting. And the engraving's done very well. And when you get down in there, it's actually engraved and really clean engraving on it. That's how you can tell it's a quality made product and it's actually American made, not something that comes bootleg to where it's inconsistent every single time. There's the red one. This is probably one of our hottest sellers right now. I get 2 or 3 in stock, and we basically sell them before we have a chance to put them in the case. We also have them up on the online store at c3vapors.com, which is a website that's floated in the background. And I also have a purple one. We don't have the blue one yet. It's coming this week, but we will have blue as well. He's also doing a pink, and
he's also doing Tiffany Blue, which is right here.
For the ladies out there.
And then I think this Monday, so whatever date this is, the Monday following, he's releasing an OD green skull camo as well.
Yeah, so this would be 920, so we're looking at 921. So we'll probably put those on the online store tonight since we have a picture on
And rumor has it we're going to get those Roughneck V2s, so you might want to stay tuned for that.
What? He's coming out with a Roughneck V2?
ETA, I think, like 2 weeks. And it's not just going to fit on your rig. I know some people are like, oh, why would I buy an Addy just for one mod? So what he's actually going to do is going to give you the Roughneck V2 and also a 510 adapter, so you can run out any kind of mechanical mod you want.
What? Say it ain't so. That's like Luke making the miracle shot to blow up the Death Star. Just saying. It was a miracle shot. So anyways.
A little bit more in depth about the rig mod. So all the Cerakotes are full copper underneath, as you can see here. So they use a OFC copper, meaning oxygen free. So the less oxygen you have in the copper, the more conductive it is going to be. So it is by far one of the most conductive mods we do carry in the store. The only part that is not copper on it is either the Cerakote or the Delrin insulator at the bottom, which would be right up in there, which you cannot see shit, just a black abyss.
You get a little bit.
But yeah, there's a Delrin adapter, not adapter, there's a Delrin insulator in there, so you want to auto fire your batteries.
We're just vaping up this video. Sorry, Influx is very addictive. I'm sorry, their juice is really fucking good. As soon as you put it on your mod, it's just bad. It's just, you're going to go through 30
bad in a good way.
Bad in a good way. But I can do probably 60 to 90 mils of this juice on this mod in a day without flinching. I think it's the 1.5. Very flavorful. Very flavorful. Very good. Also, the nice thing about the rig juice is, on the rig reserve, is it is a 70-30 blend, so you can run it in a tank. So it's just not a dripper, like some of the juices that are coming out are like 90-10, you put it in a tank, you get some leakage. Load that bad boy up. So, but yeah, the juice is really good. They also have a third flavor called Roustabout. Roustabout's a bourbon custard. That is amazing.
So the bourbon is barrel aged, so you get really nice, rich, like nutty notes almost. It's a very, very smooth all-day vape. I like the 1.5 option just because I do like to run my builds fairly low, like right around the 0.1, 0.08 range. I don't recommend doing that on anybody who's just beginning to vape. Know your batteries, know your safety. Don't put them in your pocket with change like some people. And yeah, the 1.5 option is good because you don't need a lot of nicotine at that level.
So check this out. This is kind of cool, and I'm going to blow your mind real quick.
So there's Roustabout, Influx, and Gooseneck. You take the first letter of each of those. What does it spell out?
I felt third grade, but I think it spells rig.
It does spell rig.
See, rig. Rig.
So if you don't just want to buy one flavor, have like an I or a G or an R, you can buy the whole line on our website for a little bit cheaper at c3vapors.com.
Yeah, we actually do sell the full line in all 4 strengths of nicotine, so you can try it out. So it kind of looks really cool when you pull out the mod, and then you kind of have like the brand juice to match it. If you're one of those congruent people that really want consistency.
Got my juice back.
Oh, you want your juice back?
I do.
It'll cost you $19.95. Yeah. They only come in 30 mils right now, which is actually really good. But yeah, it's definitely worth. It's one of the few juice lines we get here in the store that's like a solid, across the board home run on every flavor. There's not one that dominates any of the other one. Gooseneck's kind of my favorite, followed by Influx. What would you say?
Honestly, I'd probably rate them the way they are. Just Roustabout, Influx, and then Gooseneck. I just like the more custardy flavors. It's a very, very light custard, and then the bourbon kind of complements it pretty nicely.
So, and it's a nice vape. It's a tasty vape. You can definitely, it's an all-day vape. It's not something where you're going to, go through a bottle and be like, well. And the reason why we say that is because it flies off the shelf and we're reordering twice a week. And if you're in an area that doesn't have rig reserve, there's good news for the folks in the areas that don't have rig reserve yet.
Which is?
We distro it.
That is true.
Yeah, we distribute rig reserve. That's really cool. And you can order online through our distro website, c3vaporsdistro.com, which is up and running now. But yeah, so if you're a local shop and you're looking to get these fine quality products on your shelf, whether it be the mods or the juice, we can help you out. And we can make terms very liberal for you. So, but it's not about that in this video. What it really is about is quality hardware. It's something nice to have in the shop because we get a lot of people that do walk in from other shops that are using clone hardware, and they're just really missing out. Like if you're been hesitant to step up and buy a good quality mod, the Cerakote mods are about $175 on average. You can get the stainless one down for about $130, which is fair. That's fair for a good quality handmade American mod with a warranty. That's the big thing is James.
There is a limited lifetime warranty. You just have to register it at vapeamp.com. He does do very, very well with his warranty. Your buttons arcing or any kind of issues, like I noticed some didn't come with that Delrin insulator like I talked about earlier. If your mod didn't come with that and it was like auto firing on the spot, you just hit up James. He's really good about customer service.
Yeah, and the juice cells. The juice cells, it tastes great. We were really excited to bring it in and be partners with Vape Amp, Vaping American Products, and Rig Reserve on this stuff. And like I said, I have no complaints about the mods. I've had a ton of mechanical mods. It seems like all of them have their little issues here and there. The only thing that I've noticed with this one is you got to clean the bottom pin up a little bit.
With all copper mods, there's going to be some level of maintenance. You do not have to, you don't have to clean up the outside if you like that kind of patina look. All you really have to maintain is the copper connection, which is this guy right here. Then also the bottom contact, which I'll show you how to get out in a moment. So us being a retailer of the rig mod, we do carry the spanner wrench. You can order this on the website or you just come in for maintain cleaning. So this would grab the contact at the bottom. You just unscrew it out. So doing that like so. Your button will pop out with a 3-pound spring.
3-pound spring? Not like 2.8 pounds?
Yeah. So the V1 had a 4-pound spring. Some people said it was a little tough. I personally love that spring, but it's just a little bit softer of a throw. You'll have your copper contact like so. And to clean that, what we would recommend using is our own in-house polish, which is this right here. You can buy it for I think $5 a bottle, or we can have it polished for you here at the shop.
For $5, we'll polish it for you.
Put maybe like a pea-size amount on a microfiber cloth, a couple once-overs, other side, wipe it off, put it back together, and you're pretty much good as new.
So the Secret Sauce Mod Polish by C3 Vapors, which we'll actually do a video following this one of probably polishing some mods up, showing you how well it works.
Because I got a rig that is dirty.
I've seen dirty. This is like beach and ball, 3 a.m.
I have a couple
$20 on pipe burn dirty.
It looks orange.
Yeah, I thought it was an orange. I thought they came out with a new color. But anyways, this is a very light abrasive polish. It's perfect for copper, brass, stainless, all your mods. It'll even work on Cerakote if you just want to clean up like fingerprints or whatever on there. We were looking for a mod polish that wasn't too abrasive, that wouldn't tear up like the inlay or like engraving and stuff on the mods. Right. Yeah. So it's very light, protects the engraving, protects the inlay, does really well. We'll probably do some polishing by hand, and we'll also do something on a standard high-speed drill. High-speed polishing. It's kind of a good thing. It's kind of really cool. It's been around forever.
And now if you're curious of what the rig mod comes in this little box right here with a magnetic little flap, which is pretty cool, nice accent.
Woo!
So what you'll get inside is this little tool right here. You're wondering what the hell is this for? So this is for your 510 up top, your hybrid disc. So if this were to get seized on either your mod or your Addy, like say this was stuck in there, you would just take these 2 prongs, put it in there, a little bit of pressure, not a lot because it is copper, it is soft. Just unscrew it and you're good to go. Make sure though you do screw this on your Addy first and then screw it into your device.
By the way, I just fireballed myself. Good thing I don't have a beard anymore. Make sure you keep that cotton wet, folks.
I cannot stress this enough. Make sure your Addy does have a protruding 510 pin. As you can see, the Tugboat one does stick out far enough, so I am safe. You do not want to run tanks on this mod. I repeat, you do not want to run any kind of tanks on this mod.
Do not run a tank. This is not a test. This is not a drill. So, anyways, and like I said, the Kennedy has the same thing.